What's good, y'all? This your country cousin Pete McCorvey, aka Petey Mac. Man, get on up here, pull you up one, light you up one, kick your shoes off, relax, baby. You around family, we on the porch. It's Pete McCorvey's Porch Talk. Let's do this. Yo, what's good, y'all? This your country cousin Pete McCorvey, aka Petey Mac. Man, how y'all been? Welcome back to the porch. Yeah, we took a couple of weeks off, man. First of all, I had a vacation to Greece, Athens, Greece, as a matter of fact, with my mom. That was one of the reasons why I didn't record the past couple of weeks, you know, and Greece was lovely. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, Greece was a very lovely country, man. A lot of history, great food too, like the gyros or gyros, as some of y'all would call them. Very fresh, very fresh. That meat was very fresh. Okay, pause, hold up. Yeah, you gotta be careful saying that, cause you know everything, no Diddy and all that type of stuff. But no, man, a lot of history, even though we were kind of lied to on a lot of things. Like, if you ever seen the movie Hercules, the Disney version of Hercules, you know how you go talk to his pops, Zeus, in the temple of Zeus, and how it's on a hill. It's actually not on a hill in Athens. It's actually right smack dab in the middle of Athens, and it actually looks like it's a park, to be honest with you. It only costs like €4, which is like equivalent to like $6 American. So yeah, I don't know why they charge people. Honestly, that needs to be free to the public. I mean, because it's really a big open lot with a couple of like columns and everything. But it's still very historical to see what mythical gods of Greece, Rome, you know, see what Hercules, the illegitimate son of Zeus, you know, talked to his father, who was the future of the Greek gods. Also went up to Acropolis, man. You know, that's like the ancient settling that overlooks Greece. Man, you get a very beautiful view of the city of Athens. Athens is massive, y'all. It spreads very far, but it was a very beautiful view. You know, it's a little bit better than anywhere else I've been in Europe, because a lot of people actually speak English. You know, English is a very common language, and I'm glad it is too, because Greek is one of the hardest languages to speak, and it's one of the hardest languages to read. But you know what I'm kind of mad about? I went to Greece and didn't wear my Greek jacket, my fraternity jacket, my Alpha jacket. I've never forgiven myself for that. But man, it was cold out there, boy. I threw on that old Navy peacoat, man. I looked like a longshore, and I ain't mad at it. I was so happy though, because I finally was able to bust out my Timbs, you know, my black beanie, my peacoat. Had to kick the collar up a little bit. You know how that go. But yeah, like I said, I had a great time. Knocked that one off my bucket list. Now, the next country I want to hit is Spain. I want to go hit up Barcelona. I heard it was real good up there, and y'all know I love me a Spanish-speaking woman, so you know I'm gonna have to go mingle, or like I heard Marshawn Lynch say on his podcast, moving and grooving like I be moving. You know, I'm gonna have to go do that. But what I'm planning on hitting next year, I think I'm gonna hit France, and I'm gonna try to see if I can go to the Cannes Film Festival, because I didn't realize, like I said, the time I had came to Italy, it was around the time of the Cannes Film Festival, and I was like, oh man, I'd rather have went there instead. So that's one thing I'm gonna try to do next year. I'm gonna try to go to time it to Italy and try to see if I can not to Italy, try to time it right in France next spring and see if I can go to the Cannes Film Festival, because y'all know me, I'm really inspired to try to write movies and, you know, act in them and things like that. So I need to go, like, see how it works, because that's what a lot of films that we see that are sleepers that ended up becoming like great films or like renowned films They end up winning Academy Awards. That's where they get premiered at first, is the Cannes Film Festival. They're in the Sundance Film Festival. Speaking of films and everything, a couple of films I kind of want to review because, like I said, it's been a while since I last talked to y'all. One film that I wanted to review, I haven't talked to y'all since it came out. I actually saw it. It's opening night. We're going to talk about Gladiator 2. So Gladiator 2, it was going to be hard to follow the first Gladiator. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. You know what I'm saying? We could have done without it because the trailer pretty much was a big spoiler. Like, we pretty much knew who the main character was. We knew that he was going to be the little boy from the first film. He got fed up with how Roman society was, and then he decided to flee off into the far branches of the Roman Empire. Like, somewhere in Africa he went and became like a big-time warrior. But other than that, it wasn't, if it comes on TV, I'll watch it, but it's not like I'm going to go out of my way to stream it. The biggest thing that kind of disappointed me about the movie was Denzel. While Denzel gave a great performance, as Denzel always do, I didn't believe that he was a Roman. He was somebody who was a Roman, noble, a politician, because his dialect didn't come across as somebody who was like nobility in Rome. Matter of fact, I'm gonna be honest with you, the way he sounded and the way his character was moving in Gladiator 2, he pretty much basically was Alonzo on Training Day in ancient Rome. He really was. He was pretty much nothing but Alonzo from Training Day in Rome. It could have been like honest to God, if he would have said, Julius Caesar ain't got shit on me, we never would have told the difference. Like, I can just picture him like sitting there reading a stone tablet or something. The main character say, you see this? This is a tablet, and it has the news of Rome. But it's 90% bullshit. But I read it because it's entertainment. You won't let me read it, so you entertain me. Oh, Lord. Oh, let me polish up my sword. Oh, shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it really was just him being Officer Alonzo Harris of the Narcotics Division of Crash of the LAPD from Training Day. And the ending was real anticlimactic to me. Like, it set up, the ending looked like it was gonna be this big, like, clash of two legions of fraction of Roman troops, and it didn't happen. Everything backed down at the last minute, and it was just like a one-on-one with the main character and Denzel. And I'm glad why it did end in the way that it should have been, with this character who is in like the prime of his life fighting a man who's damn near 70. I was just like, yeah, this is kind of anticlimactic. And that was like 2.5 hours of just pretty much almost, it's like a carbon copy of the original. And the original, we all knew it was going to be very hard to top, because you had Russell Crowe gave a once-in-a-lifetime performance. Joaquin Phoenix, he showed off his acting chops. It was just a piece of cinema magic that was going to be hard to top. Now, I will tell you something in this movie that did make me mad. It was the CGI they used in there. Like, if this would have, the CGI they used, they would have used that back when Gladiator first came out, the first one in 2000, then I totally get it. I would have totally got it, because yeah, it's it would have been, that's what we had at the time. But all the advances we've had in CGI and everything, and that was what they gave us in 2024, that was God fucking awful. It was very God fucking awful, and I just didn't like it. Now, one thing that they did show in there, and a lot of people they didn't like it, is so they had recreated for one of the games, they recreated a naval battle, which a lot of people was like, oh, they couldn't do that with the Coliseum. There's no way the Coliseum couldn't do that. Well, actually, people looked it up, and actually they did flood the Coliseum with water to recreate historical naval battles from like conquests of ancient Rome, which speaks to the engineering of the Romans for the Colosseum. That is amazing. That was very amazing to learn that. But the thing was, though, they had sharks in there, and it's like, how you gonna get the sharks now? How the sharks gonna survive from you taking them out the ocean to do that? That just wouldn't, because they had sharks in there. It was just seemed like that it was a money grab. Ridley Scott just said, I'm just gonna get a money grab, and it worked. It worked to perfection for the money grab. But yeah, I wasn't really messing with it. Also saw Moana 2. Moana 2, it was, your standard Disney sequel. I mean, you pretty much knew how it was going to end. I mean, it was a cute little movie for the kids and all that. So I really don't have too much to report on Moana. Everybody was talking about, oh, it's a lot of songs, and I'm like, it's a Disney movie. How are you going to see a Disney movie and you don't expect to hear any singing? It's beyond me. Really haven't watched any television too much. I've been like kind of on Christmas movie binge. However, though, there is a show that I am watching because it's nearing the end. And that is Yellowstone. I'm trying to see how Yellowstone is going to end. And Yellowstone going out bad. It is going out very bad. Them getting rid of John Dutton, who was played by the legend Kevin Costner, that was the worst move that Taylor Sheridan could have ever did. Like, you should have paid that man his money, because like this season, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not interested in Beth and Riff's story. I'm really not. Nothing against Kelly Riley and Cole Hauser, two amazing actors. I just am not interested in them two stories. I'm gonna tell you why I'm not, because it is so unrealistic. First of all, they're just boring to watch, and then two, they unrealistic and they toxic. And I say they're unrealistic because a lot of women out there say they want that type of relationship that Rip and Beth have, and I'm like, that's not real. I remember I had to tell a young lady I was dating, who actually got me into watching Yellowstone, because like I said, I'm not into westerns like that, but I got into watching Yellowstone because of her. Like, we was had a day off one day last year. We were sitting around the house just chilling. She wanted to get caught up on Yellowstone. I had seen it before, when I went on my last deployment I went on. A couple of guys was watching it down in the berthing, and I sat up. It was like, because if anybody's been on the Navy deployment on the ship, you start watching some of everything, because like you run out of shit to watch, and ain't like you got like streaming services out there on the way. So somebody has something new, you gonna like watch it by out of default. So I sat and watched it with her, got spun up, let her spin me up, and actually started piquing my interest, like mainly because of Kevin Costner, because I loved Kevin Costner as John Dutton. John Dutton was that guy. But a lot of them, including her, they love that relationship between Rip and Beth, and they say, oh, that's how he's patient with her and everything, and oh, look what he does. First of all, let me tell y'all something. That man is not patient. Y'all, like, they like that. Women idolize Beth because she's a raging bitch who gets to do whatever she wants. She's not a badass. I'm going to be honest, she is not a badass. Everybody's like, oh, she's a badass. She's not a badass. She's able to get away with all of that because of her dad, John Dutton's influence and political connections. And Rip is not a man. He's a man's man, but he's not the ideal man because how he comes to the rescue, does all this, and this, that, and that. That's not real life. In real life, Rip would have got his ass hit over the back of the head with a lead pipe or would have got shot in the fucking face with a 9. And he's also benefiting from John Dutton's political influence and status. Like a man sitting there letting you do all of that, that's just toxicity. Like that's not him being, oh, he's patient with her. No, he's not. That man is an enabler. He is an enabler. That is not a good representation of no healthy relationship. Because like a lot of it, like basically, if you want a man like that, you basically, ladies, want a man who's gonna let you just wild out, do what the hell you want, not take accountability. And then he got to come there and clean up your mess. And I, for one, will never be one of those men. I will, like, stand up for you if somebody doing you wrong, all that, because I've done that in the past. But if I sit there and see that you are stirring up shit, I'm gonna let you deal with the consequences. Because I'm not gonna be sitting there every time I go out, I gotta worry about putting my life on the line. Like, yeah, and everybody says, oh, you just this, that, and third, you a punk, and this. No, that's not a punk. I'm trying to live. And if every time we go out, I can't worry about you having a good time, but I always got to worry about who she gonna jump in, who she gonna do, who she gonna cuss out, who she gonna try to fight. That's you're a liability. And there's no point in even be trying to date you at that. You know, that's just, I shouldn't have to be on guard for some bullshit to pop off to go out with you. And it's just a lot of, like I said, a lot of religious fantasy. It's that whole romanticizing of the cowboy image. They just see, oh, it's a man's man. Look, being a cowboy is a rough life. That is very rough. Those are some hard working, hard drinking, hard fighting men. And ladies, if you date a cowboy, you're going to have to take all that stuff come with it. That's just like any woman that like the dude who in the street, like thugs, for instance. You think, oh, he tough, he did that and third. Yeah, they are. And some of them are actually some decent people, but like it come with having to worry about the cops raiding your house. It come with having to worry about the ops pull up on you and trying to slide you. It sometimes depends on how diabolical the ops are. It come with having to worry about if you gonna get kidnapped or not. It's all that fantasy of that type A personality man. That's just what that is. It's fantasy. It's reality. It's you got to take good with the bad. That's with anything. You can't have the fantasy and then be shocked when reality, because fantasy is not real. And this goes for men too. Men, I'm talking to you too, because like, and I'm guilty of it myself. Like, you can't get with that woman who's a baddie, dressed slutty as hell, always shaking ass when you met her, drinking all the time, but then, you know what I'm saying, always in the club, then get mad every time you go out. She know everything in the club. Well, that's all she want to do. She don't want to do anything else but go to the club. You can't. Like, I'm a prime example. I'm a prime example. I'll tell you a story. Lady I was dating a few years back. You know, she was always hollering she wanted to go somewhere. Always hollering she wanted to travel and this, that, and the third. And, you know, so I told her one day, you know, because we was up in Washington State at the time. You know, Washington State is it's right next to Canada. It borders Canada to the south. And Vancouver is like about a couple hours away from Seattle. I'm about 30, where I live in Tacoma was like 30 miles south of Seattle. So she claims she wants to travel. So I asked her, I said, hey, you want to travel? She said, yeah. I said, well, how about, I said, you got a passport? She's like, yeah. I said, so how about this weekend? You know, You get your passport, I get mine. We'll run on up to Vancouver for the weekend. The girl looked me dead in the face and said, oh, I don't want to go to Vancouver. Vancouver ain't lit. There's nothing going on. And this is how I knew, oh, this chick is basic. This chick is basic. She a hood rat that just don't want to do nothing but just ghetto shit. Because Vancouver is one of the most diverse cities in Canada. So when she told me that already let me know, oh yeah, she don't want to do nothing but just drink Tito's, eat chicken wings, and twerk at a local bar. Like, she trying to Houston, Atlanta, Vegas me to death. And that's one thing about me. I ain't finna be with nobody who finna Houston, Atlanta, Vegas me to death. Don't get it wrong. I love Houston. Love Atlanta. I've only been to Vegas one time, but from what I can remember of that night, for obvious reasons, I had a ball in Vegas. But yeah, the Houston, Atlanta, Vegas, you just want to go to the most stereotypical party locations, and yeah, I'm not finna do that. Like, so yeah, so you got to learn to put away a fantasy or just let that remain a fantasy. You can't make a fantasy reality. It will never be reality. And I know I mentioned something about movies being money grab. So this book that was a money grab that I had just finished reading. I read the second sequel to The Coldest Winter Ever, Love After Midnight, and I gave a little mini review on the last episode I did because I had just started, but I finally finished it last week. And this is what I can honestly say about that book. Sister Soldier don't need to write another damn novel as long as she lives. But I'm going to be honest and go far as to say this. I don't believe her ass wrote The Coldest Winter Ever. Because every novel she has written after that, it don't match the tone. And this one was just all over the damn place. I'm not going to really go into too much detail. If you want to see me go into full detail, give a full review, synopsis, analysis of that book, it's on my YouTube page and you can see that. But oh my God, like, she needs to just not write novels. She needs to just end Winter Story, period. Because like, this woman has had no character development from getting locked up at the end of The Coldest Winter Ever to getting shot and having a near-death experience where she descends into hell and literally comes face to face with the devil himself, to now in this book. It's like there's no character development. And I can't do it anymore. I'm getting off the Winter Santiago bus. It can pull on and go where it need to go. I can't do it no more. I'm done. That's all I can say is I'm done. Sports world, football is going crazy. Oh, I'm so happy about college football because the Alabama Crimson Tide did not make the BCS playoffs. Oh my God, it is so glorious. They got eliminated from playoff contention. Oh my God, you can't get an Alabama fan. I don't see none of them on Facebook hardly. Can't get none of them on the phone. Because it's funny because one of my Lion brothers, he called me just out of the blue. He called me because he had went to a scholarship ball, holiday scholarship ball that my local grad chapter back home. He called me. We were reminiscing about like the first one we went to was like right when we were fresh offline and everything. And we reminisced about a good 20-30 minutes, catching up on the old times. It was good. Always good to hear from my Lion brother. But when I tried to call him, like I think the next day is when it came out that Alabama was gonna be booted from the playoffs, couldn't get him on the phone. I ain't heard nothing from him since. And it hits bad because he's actually from Tuscaloosa. So I get it for him. So I get it. It was just, I was just going to pick fun, but I know he take dog because he's born and raised in Tuscaloosa. So that's right there. That's home team, literally. But yeah, I couldn't get him on the phone. All I could do is when he went pick up, I laughed for about a good 20 minutes. But I just like this because all that shit I was hearing all of Alabama fans talk about my Florida State Seminoles, It's beautiful, and then when I put the status up talking about it, you hear Florida State, you hear Alabama fans and all that. Well, y'all went 2-10, y'all spirit got broke, and y'all just been having a crappy season. And this is what I'm gonna say: whether you get KO'd or you finish the fight and lose by a split decision, a loss is a loss. Y'all sitting on the couch with us, watching the playoffs at the house. You know what I'm saying? You ain't outside club. You couldn't even get in. You know what I'm saying? You trying to talk down on me. That's like somebody who come in third place talking shit to somebody who came before. Bro, you still a loser too. Like, what are you talking about? You know, and they talking about, well, we still go to a bowl game, which I want a poinsettia bowl. Who the hell care about the poinsettia bowl? Or like the Alamo bowl? Who cares? Nobody care about them bowls. Them ain't primetime bowls that anybody care about. So stop. But also in the college football ranks, shocker to hear, Bill Belichick has signed a 5-year deal to coach at the University of North Carolina. Yes, that's the same University of North Carolina with the illustrious Tar Heels basketball program. Now, UNC hadn't been slouches in football, but they definitely won like marquee football program. So I'm trying to see how this is going to go, because this is going to be real funny, because I think he really believes that a lot of these kids are going to come on strength of his name. He finna get a rude awakening. He going to get the same awakening that caused Nick Saban to retire. Bro, you coming into this game now when they got NILs. This ain't the days of, NCAA violations like old Pete Bell and Blue Chips, man. Nah, this is a new ball game, bro. So if you think everybody gonna come in and be like, well, I'm Bill Belichick, I won all these Super Bowls with Tom Brady and Wes Welker. A cool story, bro. What's the NIL looking like? Because I can go over here to NC State and get $5 million easy. I can go to Southern Miss and get $2 million easy. So what you gonna do for me? And I love this, because this is gonna be real interesting to see. I cannot wait to see this. Best of luck to him, but I think this is gonna hit him in the mouth, like I said, why it hit Nick Saban in the mouth, which caused the old coach to retire. Last story I'm gonna talk about before I get up out of here. This one is kind of shocking, but this life. Odell Beckham has been waived by the Miami Dolphins. Now, I'm just going to go on here and say this. You know how, like, when you hear some celebrities die, like they're kind of relatively older, and you hadn't really heard nothing from them in years, and people will be like, shit, I thought he'd been dead. I ain't going to lie to you. It's kind of similar to that. Not like I thought he'd been out of league, but I'm like, when the hell did he go to the Dolphins? Like, I didn't know he was really on the Dolphins to begin with. So when they say he got cut with the Dolphins, I'm like, he was on the Dolphins? Like, that's crazy. There are a lot of people, they giving that man a hard time. They talking about the only thing he did was he had that one wild ass one-handed catch where he stretched out horizontally, and that was only in the regulars. Hey, look here, man. That man still was a dog. Like, to play this long in the NFL, as a starting receiver for all the teams he played on. So the man had his, he did what a lot of y'all criticized and probably wouldn't even been able to even dream of doing. So I hope if he retire, I hope he at peace with himself retiring, or like if he want to keep going, I hope he can find him somewhere that he can fit in their system, and then he can leave on his own terms. But I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I know the real reason why Odell Beckham got waived from Miami. The man was in Miami. And when y'all said, well, that don't mean, no, the man was in Miami. Okay, so first of all, Odell Beckham, no Diddy, is one of the most handsome men in the world. In shape, in top tier shape. Lots of money in the bank. living in Miami. Miami has a large population of the world's most beautiful women. I'm talking about women from all countries in Europe, women from all around Latin America, women from all around America. So I know why he probably, my man was having too much fun. He should have been in Miami. He was having too much fun. That man was fucking his ass off. I know he was. Hell, I know I probably would have been. So, yeah, so he was doomed from the start. He never stood a chance in Miami. So that's why he spent more time laid up with models than he did laying on that bench trying to lift them weights. But hey, I ain't mad at him. I wish it was me. That's been my time, man, for this week on the porch, man. Think this gonna be the last one of the year. I'll holler at y'all next year, man, 2024. It's been a year, man. We've seen some moments that was like, oh, that's what's up. We've seen some moments that made us go, I know you lying, and we seen some moments that made us go, WTF. I knew that we was in for a wild year when we saw Cat Williams' interview where he basically did Ether and hit him up in an interview form on Club Shay Shay in January. I was like, oh boy, and it begins for 2024. But I will say this, moving into 2025. Dear Heavenly Father, can you please take me and whoever else is in dire need off your strongest soldiers list this year? We got it. We get it, man. We understand. We got the character development we needed. And if we didn't get exactly what you think, then Lord, we just not gonna get it. But we tired, boss. We tired. You know, y'all can find me on Facebook. Y'all know the name. You find me on Instagram, PeteMac10, PetyMac10. Find me on Instagram, PeteMac89. Same as Instagram. Just put an 8 and a 9 with a 1 and a 0 is. Until 2025, y'all. Be cool, stay calm, and get paid. Peace.